Yeah, it's starting now. So welcome everybody to this call, and thank you for taking time out. I'm recording this so that others can also maybe go through this as per their time. Now, we will be speaking about a very important subject today, which is I call it a bit differently. So please first hear out my words, which I have for this call. It is known as inner child healing, but I basically used a different word while explaining it, which is Antah Santati Ropana. So Antah Santati Ropana, which means inner, Antah means inner, Santati means child, Ropana means clearing, healing. So inner child healing in very simple Sanskrit words. Antah Santati Ropana. So this process used to basically I used to visit a lot of, like in 2018-19 I had visited a lot of orphanages. Hi Limpi, a lot of orphanages and a lot of Namaste. So I had visited a lot of orphanages in 2018-19 and I had visited a lot of old age homes. So what happens is that we generally go and think about what makes them happy, right? So it's not that they are looking for something like maybe 100 rupees gift and 1,000 rupees and 10,000 rupees aap kharcha karo jaake. It is nothing like that. What they were looking forward to is just so that someone is going and meeting them. Someone is coming and meeting us. Someone is wishing us. Like, for example, anything like even getting into, for example, like maybe just calling them, wishing them happy birthday, wishing them Diwali, wishing them whatever, these New Year or whatever you call it. So I saw that the moment we even go there with just to meet them, forget about giving them any gift or something, their face used to get brightened. They would start laughing, smiling. I'm talking about our orphanages and old age homes. So I saw the kind of pain which they were going through in their eyes, because the pain which maybe they have got separated from their children, maybe I'm talking about the old age people, or maybe orphans who maybe they have been discarded by their families, or maybe they didn't have families or whatever, something like that. So I just thought about, in my mind, that there was a compassionate thought for them, saying that what is it that needs to be cleared for them? Or how can we clear the trauma which these people are carrying? Do you know how many kinds of trauma are there? Anybody is aware? Limpy, you are into some, I think, similar field. So are you aware of how many traumas are there?
Sorry, sir, I missed the question.
No, how many types of trauma are there?
How many types of trauma?
Okay. No worries. No worries. It's not a test. It's not a test. I'm just trying to bring it to your awareness. Hi, Vani. How is Auntie doing? Sorry, I just saw you now.
No, right now she's okay. But because she vomited once now, they are waiting to see whole night how she is.
Okay. We'll send us some healings today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Yeah. So there are 7 types of trauma which are there. Do you know which is the trauma center? Anybody is aware? Anybody is aware about where is the trauma center?
Stomach?
Trauma center of trauma. Where the trauma is, is remaining or something like that. What is the trauma center for the body? Sorry?
Stomach?
No, not mind, not stomach.
Is it the heart, sir?
Ironically, no. So I will just share with you. So basically, do you know almond? Badam?
Yes.
In Hindi, we call it badam. Almond.
Yes.
It is an almond-shaped organ of our body. Here, it is at the back of the head. Sorry,
Hippocampus.
no, not eyes.
Hippocampus.
No. What campus?
Hippocampus.
No, no. So I'll share with you. It is basically known as the
Hypothalamus.
what is that?
Amygdala. Amygdala.
Amygdala. Yes, amygdala. Yes. So ultimately, you learned. Good. So amygdala is an almond-shaped organ or a gland which is there at the back of the head. That basically is also an organ or a gland which creates fear inside us. So it is basically there for our betterment so that we don't get into ego. But because amygdala, whatever trauma you carry in your life, it gives you flashes of that trauma which you should be releasing actually. Or rather, it should be there in your awareness so that you don't get into that. So it's something like that. Amygdala is there to support you, not to create trauma. But we, because of our fears, become and make it help it to create trauma. So there are 7 types of trauma. In India, we don't have too many major studies on trauma, unfortunately. But if you talk about USA, that study there, which I had found out, is that trauma, there are 7 types of trauma. One is the PTSD trauma. Everybody knows what is PTSD?
Post-traumatic stress disorder.
Yeah. So post-traumatic stress disorder is something which opens over a period of time where people get into this kind of a mindset where they are very scared, or if they get very anxious when they are when some repeated trauma comes, or like for example, if you see something in the TV, God forbid you have gone through an experience, maybe like I'll give you an example. My sister, she was in if you know about 2611, which was in Bombay, that was an attack. Now,
Yes.
she was very much there when these guys were shooting everybody around. So she was at CST station, VT station, when these people were killing other people. So she was in that melee. She was in that area, and she was hearing the gunshots. So whenever, for about I think a good 6 months after that, whenever she would hear that message, she would she had sleepless nights for about close to 2 months. So that was trauma which was getting developed. So when you first get trauma, you get acute stress disorder. That is number 2. Acute stress disorder becomes PTSD, which is your post-traumatic stress disorder. Now, this is so acute stress disorder is something when you go through that kind of an experience. Let's say anybody has been involved in an accident, God forbid, or maybe someone has gone through surgery. So that also can create acute stress disorder. So this is number 2. Third is basically there is something called the secondary stress disorder. So let's say we who are in the light healing, right? We are in the healing industry or whatever you call it. So you have a lot of people calling you and giving you problem, say that I'm facing this issue, I'm facing that issue, I'm facing this issue. Similarly, you have got doctors, you have got nurses, you have got trauma, those people working in the trauma department or the OPD, for example. So they see these cases day in and day out of people coming with accident and things like that. So that is known as secondary stress disorder. So when I come and download my garbage to you, saying that I am going through this much trauma, let's say a psychiatrist also, a healer also. So when you listen to these people, somewhere in your mind, you start creating those things also for yourself. So that can develop into secondary stress disorder. So that is number 1, 2, 3. Third disorder, right? Then there is a temporary disorder of stress. Or like, for example, you have shifted to a new society, a new country. So initially, you will take some time to adjust to the new scenario. How many people have shifted? Let's say their home, let's say maybe some people from their, maybe shifted from their hometown to a city for work or something like that. Or even for that matter, shifting from one society to another society, or one part of the suburb to another part of the suburb. Those who are on rent, they will be going through a lot of such challenges. So that is known as temporary temporary stress disorder, which can develop into a bigger one if you don't work on it or if you don't release that thought. So particularly a parent, even for example, if you change a job from one to the other, it can give you a stress or a temporary stress. How are the people there? And nobody so human beings are generally not open to change, generally speaking. Anything, if you change their surrounding or something, they will get very hyper. So that can give them stress, comfort zone. So that can give them a lot of stress also. So that is number 4. Then there is 5, which is known as RAD. RAD is all about, for example, people who are involved in, let's say their parents were in the armed forces or into some shifting jobs like government jobs, or there are companies who keep shifting you from one city to the other every 2-3 years. So that is something where you have got 2 types of disorders which can come up in children there, RAD and DSED. RAD is reactive attachment disorder, and DSED is something like, I'm forgetting the full form, but dissociative something, in which these 2 children.
RAD is reactive
attachment disorder.
Attachment
disorder. वो मेरे manual में है, that is covered in the manual of inner child healing. Then DSED, I'm forgetting, dissociative something is there. I'll maybe send it on the group where you are now. So these 2 are these 2 basically are children are affected in that. So they blame themselves, and even for I'm saying that even those children who are involved in divorce, like the parents go through a divorce, and the children, so these children also can get affected by these 2, RAD and DCD. RAD is where the child goes into a shell and doesn't open themselves. They can, so they basically something like they blame themselves for whatever maybe their parents are going through, or even shifting jobs, or even shifting schools, even shifting friends. So they blame themselves for that. So RAD is where they go into a shell, and DSED is where they start displaying symptoms of being over courageous. So there are 2 types of issues which can crop up. One is they can get into what do you call it? So one is bombastic, which is so sorry, I'll just give you that awareness right now. So this is basically somewhere inferiority. So they'll feel inferior. How do you call that? Inferiority
complex, inferiority and superiority complex.
Yeah. So RAD is where these people have inferiority complex. I use a different word for that. It's not coming to my awareness. No problem. Inferiority complex. So RAD is for children who go through inferiority complex, and DSED is where children get into superiority complex, which means they will throw their awareness, they'll show overconfidence. Both are bad, because RAD, these people will not be able to be good leaders. They will not be able to take managerial positions. They will only be working under someone or with some awareness, and they will always be the yes sir, yes sir. They will never be able to take a courageous stand. They will always follow orders. Even in terms of marriages, they will only be listening and maybe just taking orders from the husband and not reverting, never standing up for themselves. And DSED is the opposite. But DSED, the problem is there will be superiority complex. Yeah, inferiority complex and superiority complex. So, so when they become superiority, which means, for example, they will start showing off their prowess, their knowledge, their awareness. So what happens is that they are a sitting duck for fraudsters, because fraudsters basically they feed on these kind of things where either you're superior or inferior. They will feed on these two kind of people. So fraudsters basically work on your fears, right, and on your greed. So ये दोनों चीजों के ऊपर they work. If you may have gone through any, God forbid, any fraudsters information, so you will see that they will either go for they will create some fear that tomorrow electricity will be closed, or maybe they'll create some greed saying that you will earn that much money, maybe double the money or triple the money. So you have to be aware of this, that first of all, how can they give us 3 times money? Because in India, anybody giving you higher than bank, there has to be something in the finer points. So that has to be very clear, because people get into greed. People get into greed. Arey, mil jayega, mil jayega. So maybe they'll give you 1 time, 2 time, but at the end of the day, you will get stuck. So these are RAD, DSED, which I was talking about. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 ho gaye, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. 6 हो गए.
तो सर आपने लास्ट क्या बोला, DST है क्या? वो
DSED. Yeah. So DSED is where they become superiority complex. And then there is one more, which is known as disinhibited social engagement disorder. Disinhibited social engagement disorder. Overly friendly behavior with strangers, a lack of concern for safety, and a tendency to wander off without checking in with the caregivers. Matlab, they will be rebels, kind of rebellious. So anyway, these are, so there is another 7th one, which is basically a mix of all or something like that. So there are, now according to you, are you affected by anger? Does your body get affected by anger? Yes or no? Yes. But still we do anger. We carry anger. We get triggered. We carry anger, right? Similarly, anger is one thing. Your body is also physically, is your body is affected by fear also? If you are too fearsome, will it affect you? Yeah. Similarly, shock. Something like if you get a shocking news, are you affected? Yes. If you overthink, if you procrastinate, are you affected? If you overthink, are you affected? One is, are you affected? Yes. And secondly, it's a waste of time, because you will just keep thinking and you will stop taking any decision. And after that, you will start beating yourself black and blue, saying that, I lost so many years just because of my overthinking, because of my whatever. So these are all energies which are, I'm talking about, which are affecting your liver, your lungs, your kidney, and so many more things. So we carry these energies inside us in our cellular memory. Does everybody know how many cellular memories, how many cells do we carry in our body? Are you aware? Anybody? Ballpark figure? No? Nobody? Anybody can tell me how many cells do we carry in our body? How many cells are there in our body? No? Or about? Okay. So there are 60 to 84 trillion cells in our body. And 60 to 84 trillion cells carry 60 to 84 trillion cells. Every cell has a memory. So imagine so many memories you're carrying inside you. So the inner child healing system, which I follow, let's say your age is 35, 36, 37, or whatever it is right now, right? Generally, inner child problems start from when you are 5, 7, 14. That is the general thought process which psychologists follow. But I follow a different process because I have seen that, like, for example, a girl, when she gets married, she has different energies. She goes through a change in her household and all those, and so carries a lot of trauma. It could be trauma, it could be anything. It could be surprise, a change of location, change of city, change of country, could be anything. So there are a lot of questions going in your mind. So sometimes you have good alliances, sometimes you don't have not so good alliances. Even people who have gone through divorces go through a lot of challenges, a lot of anger, a lot of frustration. People who have been bullied in school or college, or even in the workplace, they have been bullied. They carry different energies. So that way, safely, I can say that 90 to 99% people in the world go through challenges which will give them inner child problems. 90 to 99% of people, according to me, in the world require inner child healing. And what we do in this case is that starting from your current running year, let's say you are 35 in completed years. So we'll start your healing from the 36th running year's cellular memory. So cellular memory means 60 to 84 trillion cells of your cellular memory for that year. So let's say you're 35. So we'll start from the 36th year, where we send a symbol which has been downloaded for the inner child healing. The symbol is sent to that particular year's cellular memory. And then that symbol literally clears all the energies from that particular year. So let's say starting from the 36th year, then we go to the 35th year. So one is we clear the 35th, 6th year's energies. Whatever you have gone through in the 36th running year. Right? Limpy, are you getting it? Right? So every year we go through certain challenges. So 36th running year, first we'll heal the energies with the, so what we are doing, we are releasing. So everybody has, like, for example, in the fridge, if you have something which is an expired food material, do you keep it in the fridge? No, you remove it, right? Am I right? You remove it, right? So you remove it. So similarly, whatever dead energies which are draining you, we release those from your 36th running year. And then what we remove, those bad energies, we fill them with 6 angel energies. 6 angel energies. The green, healing energy from Archangel Raphael. White from Gabriel. Turquoise from Haniel. Blue is from Michael. Violet is from Zadkiel. And pink is from Archangel Chamuel. So the green, white, turquoise, the blue, violet, and pink light is filling up those. So whatever we release from you, it is filling up with these 6 angel energies. After that, I call upon Archangel, Lord Melchizedek, who fills your energies with courage. Now, why courage? One is the healing energy, the green healing energy, white purification, cleansing, peace energy to fill you with peace. Haniel's turquoise energy is for giving you inner awareness. Then Archangel Michael's blue is for shielding and tranquility. Then violet is for forgiveness energy, mercy. Then that pink is for unconditional love. So these 3 energies fill you up with these energies. After that, Archangel Lord Melchizedek fills you with courage so that you can face your fears. Once you face your fears, these trauma will stop bothering you. After that, Lord Metatron. Lord Metatron, everybody has heard of, right? In India, we call him Chitragupt. Yesterday in the group, one of the groups, someone had mentioned about Chitragupt. So Chitragupt or Lord Metatron fills you with clarity of thought and grounds your energies for that particular running year. Then Lord Saint Germain with the violet flame burns your energies, so that you're burning with violet flame. And that once the violet flame burns you, all the dark energies get cleared. You're filled with white light wherever the dark energies were there. So these 9 energies clear that one particular year. This is the broad healing process for 1 year. Then we go from 36th to 35th. So what we did for 36th, same for 35th. Similarly, from 35th, we'll go to 34th and going down to the first year. So it's a long process where every year, now there are instances where I have done for people, and when I told them, let's say I'm telling them that in that particular year, let's say when maybe Limpy, you were at maybe 21, 22 years, maybe you have gone through some trauma or some emotional trauma or whatever. So when I do the 21st running year, I will just get an awareness and I will tell you what has happened in that year. 99.9% people are able to relate that particular year has literally given them that kind of energies. So when we release them, so coming to the first year, they experience a lot of lightness within themselves because this energy is very, very powerful. And then after the first year, your mother's womb. So your mother carries you in your womb for 9 months, or the proverbial 9 months. Some people maybe 8 months also, premature delivery. So the proverbial 9 months you are in your mother's womb. So your mother's energies you carry within yourself also. Your mother's fears you carry within yourself also. Your mother's emotions you carry within yourself also. So here we heal your mother's womb. Your mother's womb, we heal with the same symbol, clearing. So whatever your mother's challenges will not come to you. Your mother's challenges are not your challenges. But we tend to fall into that trap, that we empathize, we love our mother so much that because she goes through some kind of an issue, you also kind of adopt that issue. So whatever is your challenges will remain with you. Whatever is mother's challenges or the mother's karma, you will be clearing it in that healing process, right? Where we clear the mother's womb. So it is called as womb cleansing. So same healing energy and the same 9 energies, which is the green, white, turquoise, the blue, violet, and pink light, Lord Metatron, Lord Melchizedek, and Lord Saint Germain burns up with his violet flame. Now, I'm saying this with a lot of awareness today that when you grow up, so there are even people who will look at you saying that if you look at male, female, generally, today the scenario is quite a lot changing, but maybe you look at 10, 20, 30 years back, there was a lot of discrimination, gender discrimination and other things. So you carry that. There are caste discriminations, creed discriminations which you go through in your life, maybe gender bias, it could be class discrimination, it could be, higher society, lower society discrimination. So you also go through these racial bias. Like, for example, people going to USA, they face these kind of, customs check, and they're very, looked at in a very scornful way, and all that kind of, racial discrimination also is there. Refugee people who have, gone through refugee. So, like, for example, a lady who had gone from Afghanistan to USA, she was carrying so much anger about whatever she has gone through. Even her children went through so much of trauma that I had to do an inner child which kind of cleared them. There was a girl from Iran who I really cleared her too much for the inner child because of the discrimination, the laws over there. I cannot share it openly here because it's finally we are on a public platform. But there are many such laws which are very discriminatory in nature. So even those kind of people will go through those kind of issues. Touch wood, our country is much balanced in those ways. in those ways, I would say, yes, we are very balanced and we are very good in those terms, but still we have our own challenges also. So that's fine. Everybody will have different kind of challenges. So in short, this is the sole solution where you can get even in the last process. So once is going from the 36th running year to the first clearing your mother's womb, and then even making you grounded from the from mother's womb, going to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 up to the 36th running year. So it's a reverse healing, womb healing, then forward healing. Forward healing where we make you aware of your karmic cycle or your blueprint. So we fill you with that awareness completely. This is how this works. This is how the process works. So anybody has any questions about this, you can ask me. I'll be giving a demo of that healing also, where you can just keep in mind any trauma which you are carrying. If you have a remembrance of a particular year when maybe certain years are very, very tough for you. So you can, if you have that awareness, otherwise we will clear any one particular year where you had a very lot of trauma in your life, which may have even changed your life or whatever. Like there was this girl who went through a very rough divorce, and her husband was playing the saint outside, but the devil inside her home. So everybody used to say that you are wrong, your husband is good. But so when I made her go through that awareness, so she released a lot of these very dark energies from within her. So where she came out to be lighter. In fact, after 2 years, 3 years, she actually saw karma hit back, because her husband was found to be taking advantage of another lady in their office, and he was sacked from his job. He was terminated. So everybody who was actually blaming the girl started seeing what she was trying to put up, or rather, what she had gone through in that time. So these kind of good, I would say karmic, whatever karma came up and showed up to her, whatever it was. So any questions around this, you can ask.
So how much time does it take in our inner child healing for any of our one of the traumas if we have? So if we take up, for example, for me, if we take up a fear thing in the school that I was bullied, teacher didn't, always teachers demotivated us because of less marks and all. So if that kind of certain things are there, then how much time a person would take and how much time it can be healed?
So I'm not expecting you to remember all the traumas.
Yeah, right.
Right. I'm
can't
not
happen.
expecting you to remember all the traumas. So we just go and clear every year.
Okay,
So your awareness is about this particular issue. You
right,
may be aware of 10, 20 different issues,
right.
but there may be hundreds of others which you may not even remember. They are there in your subconscious blocks.
Yes,
So
yes.
here the healing process clears everything, irrespective of whether you remember or don't.
Great.
So even if it is not in your conscious awareness, it may be in your subconscious awareness. So whatever is there in your subconscious, unconscious, conscious, everything is cleared single time. So there is nothing which is not clear. And in fact, there are people who sat with me. In fact, he took a book and was sitting with me. So he had written down whatever he had gone through in that year. So he was, I think, 45 that time. So he had written down everything. Before my reading, he took 2 days to write down all those notes. अभी मुझे तो पता नहीं है क्या लिखा था उसने. I was just healing and I was telling him this. I am releasing from this anger, frustration, or whatever. So I can say from which even when you go through this course, you can tell what you're releasing. You're releasing anger, you're releasing frustration, you're releasing guilt, you're releasing sorrow, you're releasing whatever you're releasing. So that person was able to relate every year. हाँ, इस साल में मेरा job चला गया था. Because of that, I had gone through that. इस साल I lost my parents. Because of that, I had gone through trauma. So everything was very crystal clear. Whereas I was not aware of what he had gone through. I knew him, but I didn't know every year what happened to him. So anyway, that was something. Any other? Yeah. So for a
2-3
healing,
sessions.
and no, I do it in one session. You can break it up in 2-3 sessions also. Like, for example, if there is any person who is 30, 40 years of age, generally it takes about 45 minutes to 1 hour. If it is I have done for people who are even 83, 84-year-old. So I have done healing for those people also. It took maybe 1.5 to 2 hours. But
Wow.
it
That
it
is-
cannot, it took 1.5 to 2 hours, but you cannot foresee that. Like, for example, the boy from Afghanistan, who was just 14-year-old, it took me 45 minutes. Otherwise, it will take not more than 20 minutes. So it took me 45 minutes for that 12, 14-year-old child. It took me 45 minutes, maybe 45 to 55 minutes. So it all depends upon what you release from that person. Yeah. And I have seen that once you release, you don't need to do it again and again. Once you release, generally. But like, for example, like when in 2022, my pet daughter passed away. So that was a trauma which my family, me were carrying, right? So every 1 month, if you do that healing for yourself, your family, you will remain on a good energy level. You're not carrying the past with you. You're releasing the past from you. So that every day you look at it with a fresh perspective. नहीं तो ये 1947 में ऐसा हुआ था, उसकी वजह से I'm struggling with that. You know, all those things just become history. Anybody else? Or maybe Shweta ji, if I have any other question. Asha ji, if you have any question. Pushmita, Trinal, Balveer ji, Sanjay ji, Bindu ji, Arun, and Vani.
Sir, I had a question. Like,
Yeah.
what age? Is there any particular age limit to do inner child for anyone?
No.
Minimum, like teenage.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं.
ऐसा कुछ नहीं है.
Like, for example,
Hmm.
I did a inner child healing for a 12-year-old child.
Okay.
Because that child was carrying a lot of trauma from his mother.
Yeah.
His mother was basically having certain depression issues.
Okay.
So the child was displaying similar trends. So I cleared his energies from whatever he was carrying from his mother.
Okay. No, because nowadays, like I've been seeing a lot, these kids, they carry a lot of things, and they are not able to handle the stress and all.
That's what I'm saying.
Somewhere
That's
that
what
is
I'm saying.
coming from the parents' side or maybe the environment.
Yeah.
Yeah.
ये क्या होता है ना, see what happens, like I'll tell you about one or two cases I remember, like, you know, if you know about that Macaulay Culkin. I don't know whether everybody knows that name or not. Avika Gore, everybody knows. Balika Babu.
Yes.
Yeah. So Macaulay Culkin was in that Home Alone.
Okay.
He took to drugs.
Okay.
Because why there was an expectation from his parents.
Okay.
So Avika Gore also basically kind of lost her way in life. I don't know whether she's come back or not. So
Okay.
Macaulay Culkin became a drug addict because he saw pain at such a young age. So his parents started pushing him for doing this, doing that, doing this, doing that. So the boy just went bonkers. Like, for example, I don't remember the exact. Prithvi Shaw. Was it Prithvi Shaw? The cricketer?
Not very well.
Prithvi Shaw. I think Prithvi Shaw, who was claiming to, or rather, you know, people claim that he's the next Tendulkar, but he lost his way because of too much fame and too much pushing from people around him.
Yeah.
So he kind of lost his way. So अभी वही जो वैभव आया है, जो 14-year-old child who did 150, I hope, only pray that nobody pushes him to that limit कि वो निकल जाए. He also become another, you know.
Yeah.
So Prithvi Shaw lost his way because he kind of, you know, just lost everything. वो बहुत ज़्यादा everybody, he started, वो एक उसका superiority complex आ गया उसके अंदर. I am superior. And then gone. So there are many people who have basically, you know, the moment they get something, achieve some result, they become, oh, बाप रे, उड़ गया हवा में. चढ़ गया
Yes.
चने के झाड़ पे,
I
चने के
think
झाड़ पे चढ़ेगा तो गिर जाएगा इंसान.
हाँ, I think many Hollywood I don't remember name, but जो popular singers है, I don't
Yeah, all of them
Yeah.
get into weed and
yes. So they've gone through many things because बहुत
वहां
early
पर तो आप
stardom मिल जाता है.
वहां पर तो आप जानते हो.
Hmm.
Believe me, when in 2020, when we had gone through COVID, even
Hmm.
our Bollywood got exposed because they
Yeah.
do a lot of drugs also.
Yes.
Yes.
So that is how life is all about.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, sir, for Avika Gaur also, like from childhood, she has done too much
Yeah.
into modeling and all. So maybe because
That's what
of
I'm
that,
saying. That's
like,
what
she
I'm
was also
saying.
having
I know.
camp something great. Yeah.
The problem यही है ना बिट्टू जी कि that's what I'm saying, that people from the childhood वो रेस की घोड़े की तरह भगा रहे उसको, you know, जैसा रेस पे घोड़ा भागता है वैसा they
Yes,
are
sir.
making their child run. So these are all things which are very dangerous
Yes, sir.
for the child, because you're making him a zaria of your income. You're living your dreams through your children. This is all rubbish.
Yeah.
मैं डॉक्टर नहीं बना तो मेरा बच्चा
Exactly.
डॉक्टर बन
Exactly. It
जाएगा.
was
What
like that.
rubbish.
Yes.
Let them live their life. Let them make their choices. Let them make their mistakes. Don't push them. This is not something which is मतलब ऐसा कोई नहीं है कि चलो भाई मैंने नहीं किया तो मेरा बच्चा करेगा, वो नाम बड़ा करेगा, रोशन करेगा. What rubbish. तो वो that is something which I don't somehow doesn't register with me. I always told my son, you do whatever you feel like. Don't follow me or don't follow anybody else. Because everybody has different life, different skill sets. If you just push everybody to become like the other person, so
It becomes
I
difficult.
think, sorry,
It becomes difficult then.
difficult तो छोड़ो, वो तो life खत्म हो जाएगी ना बच्चे की.
Yes, true.
Like Macaulay Culkin, he became a drug addict.
Yes.
There are many such people who you don't even come to know, who
Yes.
have lost their life because of these things.
Right.
Bollywood is filled with such stories, like like Sushant Singh
So the
Rajput के साथ क्या
problem-
हुआ? Whatever, I don't want to get into the controversy part of it, but whatever happened to him, he also gave it to drugs ultimately.
सर बट आजकल के पेरेंट्स को भी बहुत शौक है. वन ऑफ माय रिलेटिव, हर किड्स आर ट्विंस एंड दे आर जस्ट 2 years old, सर. एंड फ्रॉम नाउ ऑनवर्ड्स शी इज वांटिंग टू, शी इज मेकिंग 2 years किड का एक तो फेसबुक और व्हाट्सएप पे डालती है, और अभी वो एडवर्टाइजिंग में अपने बच्चों का फोटो दे रही, फोटो शूट
That's
करा
what
दिया.
I'm saying.
She's
That's
2
what
years
I'm
old.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
एंड आई डोंट
अरे यार,
अंडरस्टैंड मतलब
बच्चों का
कहाँ
इनोसेंस तो
से?
रखो यार, बच्चों का इनोसेंस तो
Exactly.
रखो.
Sir,
Even
I've had a students जो नर्सरी में थे, नर्सरी से जूनियर में एडमिशन लेना, and they are like, no, we want to skip this year because he is doing very well in his modeling.
that's what I'm saying.
Hmm.
अरे बच्चों को रहने दो यार. Let them enjoy their life. इधर कोई 2 साल हुए कि नहीं कि वो प्ले स्कूल में डाल दिया. अरे 2 साल में क्या बच्चा समझेगा यार प्ले स्कूल में.
True.
Exactly. घर में कोई बात करने को नहीं रहता है ना, तो प्ले स्कूल में डाल देते हैं लोग.
That's what I'm saying, no बाबा. तो इसमें क्या होता है, ultimately the inner child inner child issues become more deep, and they start
Deep.
hating their parents. If you really look at it, the Western culture, like if you look at US, you talk about these, there is no attachment between the children. In fact, children always hate their parents because they are always growing up without their parents being around. They are being raised up by nannies and other people. India में हमारा tradition है, culture है कि a mother takes care of their child and even gives up their career. उधर नहीं होता है. उधर बहुत मुश्किल you'll hear someone like like you'll hardly hear anybody giving up their career due to the children. Why should I give up? You
Yeah.
do that, something like that. So it's one up वाली story है उधर.
And
Yeah,
I
after
think
18
अभी
years, they
Indians
have to-
भी copy करने लगे हैं वो सारी चीजें.
You're
And
right.
that is the reason, like, international schools के बच्चों में ये सारी चीजें दिखने
Yeah.
लगी हैं.
नहीं है, no doubt about that. Their generation gap has started. Even I think TV also have made that difference where they're trying
Yes.
to cloud people's mind. I have my life. That's मेरी life है, my life. It's my life. You don't interfere in my life. क्या है यार?
So they
Sir,
have
we'll
a
ठीक है,
get
ठीक है.
Instagram
I'm not
account.
saying,
I am
I'm not saying
having
that
some
उसमें
network
आपको कोई
issue.
दखल देना चाहिए, but we should, at least respect. एक बोलते हैं ना कि भाई आपस में एक respect होना चाहिए
Hello.
within the family. हाँ जी, बिंदु जी आप कुछ बोलो. बिंदु जी आप कुछ बोल रहे थे.
Sir, can we get a recording of this because I'm facing some
हाँ,
network issues I'm facing.
रिकॉर्डिंग तो मिलेगी, वो तो अभी रिकॉर्डिंग तो मिलेगी. So I am now doing the
Okay.
healing.
Thank
Anybody
you,
has
sir.
any questions?
Thank you,
Otherwise, I'll
sir.
do the healing now.
एक्सक्यूज मी सर, मॉमी बोल रही हूँ। मैं पूछना चाहती हूँ कि जैसे कुछ हेल्थ प्रॉब्लम्स किसी को है, क्रोनिक माइग्रेन्स, ये सब क्या इनर चाइल्ड के वजह से
100%.
मतलब
Migraine
traumatic
100%. Migraine 100% in a child. 100% in a child.
और इसीलिए मेडिसिन काम नहीं करते कोई भी?
Migraine 100% in a child. You keep overthinking, migraine होना ही है.
Okay.
So बोलते हैं ना कि भाई वो storm in a teacup. You heard that thing ना? Storm in a teacup. Heard that? ये सुना है ना आपने? वो adage
मीनिंग
सुना है ना? So
हाँ
वो टी कप के अंदर स्टॉर्म होता है और आदमी वो सोचता है अरे ऐसा हो गया, वैसा हो गया, वैसा हो गया, ऐसा हो गया, ऐसा हो गया, ऐसा हो गया, सब लड़ाई खत्म हो गई. बाद में एंड में सामने जाके मिले, हेलो हाउ आर यू, तो कुछ भी नहीं बोला उसको. तो सब आपके अंदर ही पूरा गुस्सा उमड़ा हुआ है. यू आर नॉट एबल टू कम्युनिकेट दैट टू द सामने वाला. तो आपके अंदर गुस्सा है लेकिन सामने हेलो हाउ आर यू, हे एवरीथिंग इज गुड, सो वो
And
क्या है कि वो प्लास्टिक दिखेगा. एंड इनसाइड यू आर बॉइलिंग अबाउट दैट पर्सन, बट यू आर नॉट एबल टू कम्युनिकेट बिकॉज ऑफ फियर, बिकॉज ऑफ वॉट एवर रीजन.
सर अगर इसमें आप बोल रहे हो कुछ डिसीजेस भी हो सकते हैं सर, लेकिन जैसे स्टूडेंट्स ऑफ नॉट पेशेंट लाइक एपिलेप्सी हो गया या अल्जाइमर ऑल दीज डीपर ऑटिज्म, ये हो सकता है सर कि नहीं?
Yes.
ये हो सकता है.
Yes.
स्पीच
Now,
थेरेपी अगर
autism something which is there from a childhood, so I would maybe categorize that differently. But yes, speech defects, for example,
speech
fears which you carry, speech defects, then you're not able to voice yourself. You're not able to. You're very, you're not confident. You're not able to lead a team because it's something like suddenly you'll see that, like for example, let's say Shweta and Krinal both are working together. So Shweta is a good leader, Krinal is not a good leader. So that will be basically, if Krinal is your boss, Shweta will take her for granted. ठीक है, बोलती रहे, कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता मेरे. So this is something which even then Krinal cannot do anything because she is not having that kind of authority. So that is basically something which is an inner child issue predominantly, where the confidence which Krinal has is only her knowledge is good, but her people knowledge is not good. Now, there was a person who has just recently come to my awareness where for 20 years he was working as a customer service head for India. Now, suddenly he has been demoted and given a standalone position as a punishment. God knows why. So from customer head all over India, and suddenly he's in a standalone where nobody reports to him. So somewhere he's carrying a lot of anger.
yeah, right.
Deepak ji, I have a
हाँ जी,
question.
हाँ जी, हाँ.
When we offer this healing to people, so do they go through any kind of, जैसे वो बोलते हैं healing crisis?
Healing
जब
crisis
उनका emotions release होता है तो
होगा. There will be.
वो उनको होगा वो ups and downs.
There will be. Now it's something like, yeah, no problem. जैसे मैं आपको 2-3 एपिसोड बताऊंगा आपको, where I did some inner child healing and what happened to those people. These are live examples, not from my mind. Now there was a lady who is now maybe in the range of 50, and when she was 6 or 7, she lost her father. She has her mother passed away just maybe 6 months back. So she was just 6 or 7 years, she lost her father. And so from that 6 or 7 years, she has been working to provide to her family, to provide to her home, to provide to her mother, taking care of her mother also. Her mother was so it's something like she was the eldest in the family, so she kind of took that responsibility of the home on her head from that 6-7 years of age. So when I did her inner child healing, all that trauma which she was carrying inside, that she could not maybe voice it to her mother. So she felt as if her whole body was feeling so heavy. For 2 days it happened. But after that she slept at a stretch for 24 hours. तो अंदर जो भी anxiety, stress, जो भी heaviness था, सब निकल गया. So she slept for 24 hours at a single stretch. Imagine, she completely slept for 24 hours, which she is a very light sleeper otherwise. So ये कुछ releases थे. There was one more girl who was just 18 or 19. She was carrying a lot of overwhelming energies from her mother. So when I did her, she was just 20, I'm sorry. So she was working in a company where her boss used to take, exploit her energies. Exploit her not physically, but from giving her वो बोलते हैं ना पूरा responsibility उसके ऊपर ही डाल देता था, 20-year-old child. So she started arguing with her boss. So that was the change which she saw. So she was very scared. I argued with my boss. So I said that once he is taking advantage of you, you have realized that. Now you are standing up for yourself. So it's not arguing, you're standing up for yourself. So these are the kind of releases which that person may experience. Baki, ऐसा जैसे अभी for example, maybe for 2-3 days you'll find people going through some gastric disorders which are releases from your system, something like that. Yeah, Asha ji.
So you need to do just one session या 2-3 session देना पड़ता है?
Generally once is enough, but जैसे अभी some people, like some of my students, break it up. मतलब in a single session they will do for 10 years for that person. 2-3 session में खत्म करेंगे या 3-4 session में खत्म करेंगे. That is your choice.
Okay.
So you can do it in one session, 2 sessions. That is your choice. But there is an audio which I give, that is to release the habit energies. Now that audio, if they listen for 30 days, they will clear all of these energies immediately. तो वो थोड़ा amplify कर देता है वो release system को. So you release those energies faster from within you. That is how it works.
Thank you, Deepak.
Thank you. Anybody else would like to know?
Sir, can epilepsy be treated by inner child?
90% yes. 10% depending on the origin of the issue. Now, it could be in the past life or this life. That is something which we just need to look at it. But 90% yes, epilepsy is predominantly freezing. Yeah, so basically, it's something which happens over a period of time with a lot of trauma which you carry within yourself.
तो वो past life से भी हो सकता है.
90% as I said, na 90%. See, it's a small, थोड़ा सा एक secret बोल रहा हूँ. किसी को बताना मत, ठीक है? Inner child करने से 90% even आपका past life का issues भी solve हो जाते हैं.
तो सर ये तो सही है, मतलब ये तो PLR जैसे ही हो गया. In a way ये PLR भी हो गया. Is it?
PLR से बहुत ज्यादा powerful है because of the healing process. Please understand that. Have you used अभी आप experience करोगे, जो मैं अभी जो simple का healing energy भेजूंगा ना, उसको आप experience करोगे. Have you ever, आपने कभी वो vacuum cleaner use किया है क्या? किया है ना? कैसे वो suck करता है?
हाँ, बहुत जोर से एकदम.
तो ये जो सिंबल है, ये भी आपके पूरी वो हर एक सेल में से जाके ऐसा सक कर देगा. आपको पूरा लगेगा कि क्या हो गया ये. A person who is more aware about themselves, they have told me that they feel as if their whole life has changed after this one reading.
Yes.
तो वो आपको मैं खाली 1 साल के लिए बोलूंगा. 1 साल के लिए अभी जो मैं डेमो दूंगा आपको पता पड़ जाएगा what I'm talking about. That is a very, very powerful energy. Or in fact, one lady had, she was in UK. She is in UK rather. So she had she had drawn that symbol and she had put a crystal on that. And she sent me a video in which that crystal was actually shaking, vibrating with the energy of that symbol. So these are all things which my students have done, sent it to me without my asking. Of course, if I have that I think I have that video with me, a small video, but in which that crystal is literally shaking with the energy of the symbol. Yeah, that it's a very powerful symbol, very very powerful.
तो कभी कभी डिस्टिंग्विश कैसे करना चाहिए अगर, क्योंकि लाइक पीपल, लॉट ऑफ पीपल हियर हैव डन आकाशिक, तो अगर वो इनर चाइल्ड सीख रहे हैं, तो तब अगर कोई हमारे पास क्लाइंट या पेशेंट आते हैं, तो हाउ डू वी टेल दैट ओके यू शुड नॉट गो फॉर आकाशिक बट यू शुड गो फॉर इनर चाइल्ड?
Intuition always.
इंट्यूशन आपका आंसर, यस,
Simple.
आई नो.
Don't logically make anything out. Your intuition will always guide you to the right place. जितना आप intuition को यूज करोगे ना बेटा, आपको एक महीना भर तकलीफ होगा, लेकिन बाद में आप ऐसे करोगे कि सब नॉर्मल चलेगा. I don't need to think twice.
सर आई तो हैव
तो-
डेफिनेटली गॉट अ ब्रेक थ्रू, तो मैं तो एक्सपीरियंस कर रही हूँ डेफिनेटली. मैंने बस आई वांटेड टू अंडरस्टैंड कि शुड वी आल्सो डू मे बी, जैसे कुछ चीजें आपने कहा कुछ पास्ट लाइफ से भी आती है, तो
बट इसमें जैसे मैंने बोला ना कि 90% of your past life issues also get cleared with inner child healing, because you are carrying it in your body. No, you are
Yeah.
carrying it in this vessel called the body.
यस, सोल के साथ कैरी हो रहा है.
हाँ, तो वो सोल नहीं, सोल तो ठीक है, सोल तो बेचारा कभी परेशान नहीं करता है. योर बॉडी एंड योर माइंड बेसिकली परेशान करते हैं आप.
हाँ,
So somewhere to basically align these two, inner child helps you. Now inner child becomes the third element. वो अंदर ऐसा कुछ सबकॉन्शियस में कुछ भेज देगा पिडिंग करके. For example, I'm just saying, a person who had like for example, if you have a fear of heights, आप बिल्डिंग में लिफ्ट से चढ़ोगे तो अपने आप वो पेट में गुड़गुड़ हो जाती है किसी को जो चलो, राइट? बोलेगा 100 फ्लोर पे जाना है, तो वैसे ही पेट में गुड़गुड़ हो जाते हैं. समवेयर इन योर सबकॉन्शियस हैव ऑलरेडी स्टार्टेड गेटिंग इनटू फियर. अ पर्सन हु इज हैविंग फियर ऑफ फ्लाइट ट्रैवल, अगर उसको एयरप्लेन से लेके जाओगे तो क्या होगा बेचारे का हालत, राइट? तो इवन दोस काइंड ऑफ फियर्स वी हैव रिलीज्ड विद दिस हीलिंग सिस्टम.
फोबियाज, फियर्स.
यस.
सर मुझे ये पूछना था, जैसे मैंने आपको पूछा स्पीच का, अभी तक एक है बच्चा जो 4-4.5 साल का और अभी तक बोल नहीं पा रहा है और उनकी स्पीच थेरेपी चालू है, तो ऐसे कि पर उसके मम्मी के ऊपर इनर चाइल्ड हीलिंग करेंगे या वो छोटे 4 साल 5
बच्चे के ऊपर ही, बच्चे के ऊपर ही.
बट वो बच्चा अभी तक बोल नहीं पा रहा है प्रॉपरली, जैसे हमारा
तो
बात
कहाँ से आया है वो देखना पड़ेगा. वो तुम बोल रहे हो ना, तो वो 4-5 साल से जो है 5 साल 4 साल 3 साल 2 साल 1 साल और मदर का वूम को भी हील करना है उसको, सो दैट यू क्लियर हिज एनर्जीज फ्रॉम देयर.
बट इवन इफ द चाइल्ड इज नॉट एबल टू स्पीक प्रॉपरली,
तो ये क्यों हो रहा है? बिकॉज वही लॉजिकली मत सोचो.
ओके. नहीं मैं वही बोल रही हूँ कि if we
उसको
ask the
केवल आप
question,
नहीं, क्यों नहीं बोल पा रहा है? बिकॉज समवेयर इज कनेक्टिंग, ही इज नॉट एबल टू कनेक्ट टू थिंग्स, right? It's a mind problem. It's not a physical problem maybe.
right,
अगर उसका जबान कटी हुई है या ऐसा कुछ है तो फिर बात नहीं कर पा रहा, वो एक अलग चीज है. ये माइंड प्रॉब्लम है. It's not able to connect both the things.
right,
So once his energies are more sorted, he will be able to connect those things better.
okay,
Abhi, let us assume something, right? So for example, people who go through a traumatic experience, like मेरी भाभी एक उनको पता नहीं एक होता था कि she used to have a situation where if she is affected by trauma, she will stop speaking. उसका आवाज बंद हो जाता था. होता था ये मेरी भाभी के साथ होता था. Whenever she would be struck in a trauma, उनका आवाज ही बंद हो जाएगा. कभी-कभी 2-2 दिन बात ही नहीं कर पाते थे. And I am telling you factually, एक भी वो होता था. So that was some fear which she was carrying from her childhood. So when I did her inner child, after that she is never faced for the past 6 years. Last 6 years, 4 years, 2021 में किया था मैंने. तो 4 साल से उनको कोई दिक्कत. So ये कहाँ से आएगा पता नहीं है हमको. बट एक बार क्लियर करोगे तो सब चीज क्लियर हो जाएगी. हाँ जी, ऐसा जी.
So does it also clear people who have black magic?
हाँ, ब्लैक मैजिक का जिनको बचपन से जैसे असर हुआ है, उन्होंने अपने आप को क्लियर किया हुआ है, तो उनका जो भी वो अंश होगा उसमें से, जो भी बचपन में जो फियर है उसकी वजह से, दैट विल गेट क्लियर फॉर श्योर.
okay,
Black
okay,
magic itself cannot be cleared, but whatever
हाँ.
experiences, the fears can be cleared.
okay.
Anybody has any? हाँ, बलवीर जी, आप
Yes.
कुछ बोल रहे थे.
Anji, yes, I wanted to ask you mentioned just now about habit clearing audio. Are you
Yeah.
able to share with us also?
So a habit clearing for inner child healing. So that is basically given to children, people who have done inner child healing. And then to
Acha.
clear those habit energies, that audio is useful.
Oh, okay, okay. Got
So
it.
for example, I have released these things from you,
Ji.
but you are used to a particular way of thinking. So
Mhm.
you will still go to your that thinking. So
Right.
that habit energy will help you release this, that pattern.
Okay. So it's
After
only
the inner
after
child has been
clearing.
cleared. Yeah,
After the
after
clearing.
healing.
Acha.
Yeah.
Acha. Okay.
So if you see all my processes like third eye, also there is a habit clearing which I have provided, which I'll be providing now. Then inner child, there is a habit clearing. So like Akashic, anybody does healing through me, then I give an audio for so that they can release the habit energies towards whatever issues they are carrying. So habit clearing, according to me, is the biggest problem. So even after healing, a lot of people say that I didn't experience, I don't know, I don't feel any change because they're still carrying those habits. So ये habit energy, I think last 3 years में मैंने उसको ज़्यादा importance देना शुरू किया है, where I have understood that your habit energy still carry a lot of your past energies with you.
Ji.
Deepak ji,
हाँ
So
जी.
Deepak ji, like I got a doubt. Is like inner child is like you're hypnotizing and the people are reliving all those past traumas, or it is automatically the subconscious will take care of all those things?
Subconscious will take care. I don't do any, I don't take them into hypnosis or anything. My processes are very simple. You, in your conscious awareness, are going through those clearings. So it is
So
never,
the client
I
need
don't,
not remember
No.
all those things, because some of them they don't remember also.
yeah. So they
Deepak
may
ji,
or may not remember, but they will release, they will experience the releases also.
Okay.
In
Deepak ji,
fact,
वो
हाँ जी बोलिए आशा जी.
sorry आप बोलिए.
नहीं मैं यही बोल रहा था कि of late there are some, like last 8-9 months I have seen some of my processes where people go into a trance kind of a thing. So that is something maybe depending on their frequencies or whatever it is, but I do not consciously take them into any hypnosis. My processes are definitely not hypnosis. Basically, in your conscious awareness you release. That is my process. So Arun 555, sorry, what's your good name, ma'am? I'm sorry.
Aruna, I'm Aruna.
हाँ अरुणा जी, ओके ठीक है.
Yeah.
हाँ
दीपक
आशा जी.
जी, one more thing वो जो मैं पूछ रही थी,
हाँ जी.
जैसे अभी आप habit clearing you are saying.
Yeah.
So like even our own families, we clear for our children or we clear for clients, उनके बच्चे, उनके husbands बहुत से. So they don't believe in these things. So many a time a client just approaches you कि आप कर दो, and the person is not present. So in that case तो habit clearing वाला वो होगा नहीं उनका audio.
उनको ऐसा बोल सकते हैं कि basically see, even if they are not aware, tell her to play it थोड़ा सा ज्यादा आवाज में. उनका subconscious भी सुन लेगा ना, तो at least there will be some energy will be released from there. Like for example, there was a 4-year-old child 10-year-old child for whom I tried. So I told that lady to play it in the background kind of, so that the subconscious of the child can listen to that. So in these cases, maybe 5%, 10% थोड़ा फर्क पड़ेगा habit energy नहीं निकलने का, but काफी 90% तक तो आपको solution मिल ही जाएगा. Even if you're doing proxy healing, let's say.
Okay. And even if the person is not able to play, it will give a good effect.
Not able to play.
Play
Yeah.
the
As I
habit
said,
clearing.
90% तो फर्क पड़ेगा. 10% there is that वो थोड़ा सा वो चलेगा, struggle चलेगा, but 90% it will get clear.
And how long does it take to affect to clear the effect of people going through different health issues?
See, generally health issues का होगा ना, तो वो depend on 15 days to 2 months. ये मैं देखा है कि ये पीरियड में चेंजेस आना शुरू होता है. 10-15 डेज के बाद में आपको चेंजेस आना शुरू हो जाता है.
क्योंकि every disease is basically emotion based.
Yes. So 90%, from 10 to 15 days, the changes start showing up in that person. Like I have seen people who were very angry. तो बाद में after the clearing they started reacting in a different way. तो वो anger कम होना शुरू हुआ उनके अंदर, जो outburst होता था वो कम हो गया. So the way they react became a bit different. They started reacting differently. They started becoming more compassionate towards that person, towards the other person. So वो anger release होने से ये होता है. So 10-15 days के बाद में the changes start showing up for sure.
And this class will be on Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. Saturday,
And what-
Sunday.
What would
Timing
be the
generally,
timing?
timing generally 12 to 6 or 3 to 9, depending on whoever comes. So 12 to 6 generally I plan that way. आप तो जानते हैं, पहले आपने किया था.
हाँ, नहीं वो
12 to 6 are planning. 12 p.m. to 6 p.m. तो दिन में बीच में रहता है, सवेरे का टाइम नहीं और रात का टाइम भी आपको फ्री मिल जाता है. That is the time I prefer. 12 to 6. If there is any time plus minus, तो we do it as per majority. So 12 to 6 is what I intend to do it.
And the fee for this would be
24,999. 24,999, 2 days, 12 hours. Okay, let me, no problem. I'm sending the healing now, just after 2 minutes after we discuss completely. आप बोलिए, आशा जी कुछ और है तो पूछ लीजिए.
नहीं, बस यही पूछना था.
Okay, okay. Yeah. Anybody else has any questions? Any doubts? So श्वेता जी, आज आप थर्सडे का कपड़े पहन के बैठी हैं. येलो.
कलर, येलो कलर.
वो बोलते हैं ना थर्सडे येलो कलर, येलो साई
नहीं
बाबा.
सर, मेरे को नहीं पता और मैं इतना
हाँ.
नहीं मानती.
They say yellow generally. Anyway.
बहुत अच्छा है. सर अभी
तो-
आपने इतना सीड डाल दिया है ना दिमाग में, सबकॉन्शियस माइंड में बहुत सारी चीजों का. सो अभी आई जस्ट फॉलो दैट.
हाँ, take your time. Take your
Not to
time. You
not
can-
to doubt, not to do anything. And बहुत सारी चीजें तो ऐसी ही बनाई है, man made है. You should do, as you said, do what you feel. So
Always. I always tell you, please connect to your higher consciousness
Higher
or
self.
subconscious or higher self, and then take a call. See, you have to believe in it first. Only then will you be able to practice it. अगर आप
Right.
believe ही नहीं कर पाओगे, तो how will you practice it? तो like मेरे को भी, I was in sales पहले, जब मैं before I got into branch management. तो मैं कभी भी एक ही चीज पूछता था कि am I convinced about the product or about what I am doing? If I am convinced, I will be able to convince everybody. So are you convinced is what you need to question yourself. Because एक बार आपको confirmed है कि yes, this is what it is, or this is what I need to do, this is where I need to go, this is where I need to be. That is your inner call which will help you to achieve those. And then it becomes it's just a journey. So there are many people who have done these processes with me and who have are on their journey. They are making their own processes, they are making their own, living their life and helping other people to achieve their synchronicities or whatever, their higher awarenesses, their abundances or whatever it is, right? So one of my students just got some award of last year for emerging, light worker for 2024. So I was feeling very proud with that. So these are things which now they have moved on. They are in touch with me still now. Whenever, maybe on a personal chat or something, whenever there is a healing process, they always become a part. So we live as a family. But yes, we live as a progressive family where everybody is supporting each other. तो हम बोलते हैं ना, दुख सुख में एक दूसरे का साथ देते हैं. और बिलीव मी, खुद की फैमिली से ज्यादा ये सोल फैमिली ज्यादा दुख सुख में साथ देती है. ये मेरा मानना है.
Yes, sir, that is true.
Yeah. तो इसीलिए जब मैं आउट ऑफ कहीं पे भी जाता हूँ तो आई शेयर इट विथ माय सोल फैमिली. जस्ट as you share it with your family, I share it with my soul family. Whatever, if I'm happy, I'm sure to share it. If I go through any trauma, I also try to share it, whatever it is. So we have, एक बोलते हैं ना, दुख सुख में एक दूसरे का साथ देंगे तो लाइफ में आगे बढ़ जाएंगे. क्या बोलते हैं सुष्मिता?
Yes, sir. Definitely.
इसका हंसी मैं मिस करता हूँ हमेशा। देख कैसे हंसती है। Lovely, good.
सब बचपन से मेरे हंसी के बारे में ही पढ़े रहते हैं। मुझे हंसी के बारे में कॉम्प्लीमेंट ना मिले ऐसा हो नहीं सकता।
इसकी हंसी मस्त है। By the grace of God, keep laughing, keep smiling, keep smiling.
Yes.
तो
हाँ,
अभी
मेरे
मैं
टीचर ने कहा कि इसके डिफॉल्ट लोगों के डिफॉल्ट मोबाइल के डिफॉल्ट सेटिंग में रिंगटोन होता है, इसके डिफॉल्ट सेटिंग में हंसी है। मेरे टीचर ने कहा कॉलेज में पढ़ती।
No, you have got a very good smile, very good laughter. Keep it up, keep it up, keep it up.
Yes,
अभी
with
अपने
God's
ऊपर
blessing,
फेथ
sir.
करना सीखो, अपने ऊपर फेथ करना सीखो, सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट।
Yes, sir.
मनी
I
इज
have
नॉट
lots of
इम्पोर्टेंट।
faith.
कभी भी मनी को ज्यादा इम्पोर्टेंस मत देना। मनी इज नॉट इम्पोर्टेंट, योर एफर्ट इज
Yes,
इम्पोर्टेंट,
sir.
योर इंटेंशन इज इम्पोर्टेंट। दीज थिंग्स आर वेरी इम्पोर्टेंट। तो अभी मैं भेजता हूँ। नाउ इन दिस हीलिंग आई विल जस्ट रिक्वेस्ट यू टू थिंक अबाउट एनी वन traumatic incident which you remember, or if you don't remember, I will tell the energy to clear it, and just tell me after the healing. It will just be a very simple healing, maybe 3-4 minutes of healing. But what you go through is just experience, or rather, just experience the energy. Don't expect anything. Just experience whatever you go through. Just experience it as it is. So I'm just calling upon the one traumatic incident which people on this group, or rather right on the call, and even those who will be listening to the recording, can take benefit of this healing. So if you have any trauma, any traumatic incident, focus on that, or the energy will take care of it on itself. So I'm just calling upon your cellular memory for that particular traumatic event or that traumatic year. And I can feel your energy is coming forth. I'm drawing the symbol and sending it to that particular trauma. Experience the change. Experience the energy of the symbol, how it sucks out that energy from you. I can feel a lot of tightness in my hands as the energy is releasing. The cords and the blockages are burning in the violet flame. The violet flame, Saint Germain, I call upon you to stand in front of everybody there in their room, burning every release from them and just disintegrating into white light. The symbol has cleared every bit of negative vibe from around you, releasing everything. The cords and the blockages are burning the violet flame. Releasing every bit of less than God energy which is keeping you in any mode where you are feeling low or something like that. Cut the cords. Cords and the blockages are burning violet flame. Now, the trauma or whatever issue you have focused on, or anything which is there, has been released. Just feel that lightness in you, as if all the clutter, all the heaviness has been released from you for that particular issue or that particular year. Now, I am sending healing energies of the angels to you. Heal that particular issue or trauma or that particular running year with the green, white, turquoise, the blue, violet, and pink light. Green healing energy, white purification, cleansing, peace energy, while turquoise is for giving you inner awareness, inner intuitive awareness, and blue is for shielding and tranquility, violet is for forgiveness, and pink is for unconditional love. So healing with the green, white, turquoise, the blue, violet, and pink light. You will feel as if a lot of emptiness has been filled with a lot of beautiful energies. And as your energy settles down, I call upon Lord Melchizedek to fill you with courage so that you can face your fears. filling you with courage so that you can face your fears and you can feel that robustness in you. And now Lord Metatron is filling you with grounding energy, filling you with grounded energies, feeling much peaceful, relaxed, and grounded. As this energy has been released, and Saint Germain with his violet flame of transmutation is burning the cellular memory for that particular year or event. And you can feel a lot of releases from within you now. Remain in that energy for a moment and feel the changes which you are going through. Now, the energy has been cleared. Now, integrating your energy body into your physical body, your body elemental is making note of all the changes of the God's cut healing done. Integrate, integrate, integrate. Your DNA is changing accordingly, and you will feel the peace and calm within you now. Look inside and around you. Take a minute to understand or just feel the changes. And then when you want to come out, you can rub your palms, collect the energies in your heart chakra first, and then in your eyes, and open your eyes. To a cleared version of you. How are you feeling?
Feeling so light, sir. And yes, and feel lots of vibration here, third eye and here around. Yes.
Waiting. Masters are waiting for you to take that first step now. Come, when will you get courageous and take that step? You decide now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So, anybody else would like to share their experience?
Deepakji, I felt, or I do feel light, but during the session, I did feel a little bit of, not very much, but a very light sense of palpitation.
Yeah. So that
And
is
then-
what palpitations is, what the heart is releasing. So palpitations is a way of releasing it. So Ashadi, this also answers to your question about releases कैसे होते हैं, तो ऐसे भी होते हैं.
And then I don't know which situation I'm in, but I sense some kind of deceitfulness, like cheating.
Deceit.
Yeah. So I'm not sure how this correlates.
It correlates. You know it better than me. You don't need to share here, but because this is on a common platform. So,
Ji.
but you know this very well. Maybe you will know this inside you.
Okay. I really don't, but it'll take time to sink in.
No, sink in, you know that, but maybe it's fine. I can see it, but maybe you will realize it after 1 hour. Maybe when you get up tomorrow, it's already 12 over there for you. So
Yeah, it is.
maybe during a dream you will come to know, remember some things. Maybe tomorrow morning you will say, "Oh, I remember now."
Okay. Thank you.
See, because what happens is, Balveer ji, that we become oblivious. We
Ji.
start taking life as it comes. So that is also a good thing. But somewhere when you start releasing these, that is where you realize, what you're releasing. Something. Momita?
I would like to say that it was
आपका ये
activity
बंद कर
of
दो,
which
वीडियो बंद कर दो, योर स्टेबिलिटी नहीं है शायद. हाँ, बोलिए.
sound is coming. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
So I actually focused on the trauma which has caused a lot of anxiety in me in the year of 2019. So that has caused me to be anxious in the same situation coming again in life. I become anxious, and automatically negative thoughts keeps coming. I was focusing on that, and I don't know, gradually after repeating the words which you were saying, that created a slight progress of confidence. I mean, giving everything to the light energy, to the holy source, that kind of a feeling. And the head was heavy, but yet my heart was feeling a little lighter. There was a heaviness in the heart because of the anxiety, which I felt lowered.
So imagine just one thing it is releasing and is giving you so much peace. Those things which you are not aware of, once you release, what will happen? So it is just one thing. So you're releasing. So the heaviness of the head is also good, where you have released the trauma or the anxiety or something like a hypertension issue towards the head. So head becomes heavy when you release all the heaviness from it. So amygdala, I said, na, piche hai. So it is releasing. So it is giving you heaviness.
I felt a lot of vibration on my throat chakra and my heart chakra.
Wow. वही है ना आशा जी के somewhere in our life मेरा भी throat ही सबसे ज्यादा तकलीफ, मतलब तकलीफ in the sense it releases a lot because somewhere relationship, घर को बॉस के सामने ज्यादा चिल्लाना नहीं है या घर पे थोड़ा हर एक को खुश रखो, तो somewhere you have that throat issue.
Yeah.
Throat is a impertinent release होना ही है उसमें से.
And also they've been saying the heaviness in the head, in this area, and the back.
Amygdala पीछे ही है ना, सर के पीछे ही है, तो वो.
Isn't amygdala here?
Somewhere here. इसीलिए हाइपरटेंशन वहीं पे होता है ना, अगर आप देखोगे तो हाइपरटेंशन का सर पीछे ही
behind. It's not just on the side of the ear.
नहीं, इधर
Medulla
oblongata.
oblongata.
I don't remember. अभी इतना मैं I'm not all that technically sound, but है पीछे है, सर के पीछे. आप देख लोगे तो इसमें देख लीजिए, गूगल बाबा बता देगा. It's somewhere on the back of the head. और एग्जैक्टली जहाँ हाइपरटेंशन का प्रॉब्लम होता है ना, सर ज्यादा दुखता है, तो दैट इज वेरी एग्जैक्ट.
There also a lot of pressure on my pineal.
Pineal, okay. So basically, somewhere क्या होता है ना कि even when you release these earthly energies, so even your ये जो activate हो जाता है, ज्यादा activate होता है, your connection to the divine gets more activated. I can, in fact, when I nowadays अभी तो खैर मेरे को feel नहीं होता है, but I used to feel a lot of vibrations all the time in my head. अभी I got used to that vibration. जैसे आप अभी एक डीजल गाड़ी में बैठते थे पहले वाली, अभी तो डीजल गाड़ी अच्छी बन गई है, पर पहले की डीजल गाड़ी कैसा होती थी, पूरा हिलती थी, राइट? तो 1-2 दिन आपको तकलीफ होती थी, चौथे दिन से 5वें दिन से यूज्ड टू गेट यूज्ड टू दैट. वैसे मेरे वाइब्रेशंस अभी मेरे को यूज्ड टू हो गया कि मेरा वाइब्रेट होता है, मालूम है. तो इनिशियली जब वाइब्रेट ज्यादा होगा तो यू विल स्टार्ट फीलिंग दैट, बट वंस यू गेट यूज्ड टू इट यू बिकम ओके. हाँ ठीक है, ये नॉर्मल है मेरे लिए, मेरा वाइब्रेशन होता है.
तो अभी ये जो हीलिंग व्हाट यू डिड, we can do it at this speed or we need to take time to do it?
स्पीड तो यही है, इसमें डिपेंड्स. अभी तो मैंने क्या किया कि आई हैव डन इट फॉर अ ग्रुप ऑफ पीपल हियर. नाउ इंडिविजुअली मैं अलग से बताऊंगा कि क्या क्या रिलीज किया. दैट सो Again, follow exactly your intuitive awareness when you're doing the healing. So as I said, 14 साल के बच्चे को मेरे को 45 मिनट लगे थे, जबकि एक 40 साल की लेडी को मेरे को 1 घंटा के अंदर लगा था. तो it all depends upon how much releases they are doing. तो वो आपका हाथ बताएगा आपको, आपका इंट्यूटिव साइकिक अवेयरनेस बताएगा.
So when we
जनरली मैंने
do for
देखा
a
है, when you do for your
family, so we can bring everybody together and do it. Everybody in the group,
इंडिविजुअल
individual.
बिकॉज इसमें सेल्युलर मेमोरी हर एक साल का हर एक बंदे का होगा, तो हर एक बंदे का अलग अलग करना है. इंडिविजुअली इट हैज टू बी डन, इट कैन नॉट बी डन एज अ ग्रुप. ग्रुप के लिए वो कर सकते हैं. Yeah, back is Aruna ji, back is something which you feel because of responsibility. So you release the responsibility and start living life peacefully. Shweta.
Yeah. I resonate with that because I'm the eldest child in the family, and
Yes.
I felt myself responsible from the age.
So,
I remember I'm like 4 years old. I'm a sister of 3 people, and I'm responsible for them.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. Na, कि वो responsibility can be taken, but you take it too seriously.
Yeah.
Just relax, थोड़ा सा relax. सारी दुनिया का बोझ हम उठाते हैं, वो मालूम है ना? So you carry a lot of responsibility, but at the same time you can do the same thing by enjoying life also. You don't need to be seriously pursuing certain things. Yeah, Shweta.
Sir, I felt on my crown